Good afternoon and welcome back to the live stream. For joining me. You're all doing well today. I don't know if anybody's seen, but the Steam sale is back on once again. I feel like sometimes it feels like time passes too quickly. I feel like a Steam sale has just ended and suddenly I get the email saying, hey, this and this on your wish list is discounted in the summer sale, the winter sale, the whatever sale. Really makes you feel like the year is just flying by. Haven't bought anything myself. My wish list keeps getting longer and longer, but none of the games ever get purchased. I don't know, I feel like a lot of games, I look at them and I'm like, I could buy this, but I've already got so much stuff in my library, some of which has never been touched. Just gonna wait for it to be more on sale, and then some stuff simply never gets there, and then it never ends up being bought. I was looking at some of the Solaris DLC the other day, but it always feels like a new DLC comes out, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool, I want to play that. But if I'm going to, I kind of want the older stuff as well, so then I look at the older stuff and go, oh yeah, that's on sale at the moment, great time to buy it. But then the new one is not on sale, so I don't want to pay full price for it, so I don't get it. And if I'm not getting the new one, then I don't want to play without it, so I don't buy the older ones either. And then I just end up never spending any money, so maybe it's not really a bad thing. Maybe I should count myself lucky that that's the way I'm thinking about it. Speaking of money, I got the weirdest scam call right before I started stream. I pick up the phone, and this robot voice goes, hello, I would like to talk to you about job. Please add me on WhatsApp. And then hangs up on me. The robot scam caller hangs up on me. I've never felt so indignant at a phone call. Scams used to, you know, have some proper energy behind them. They'd have a person on there trying to act friendly, guess about information on you, and now it's just a robot that tells you add me on WhatsApp and then hangs up? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. A complete lack of effort on their part. Now let us get on with putting some of our own effort in by switching on over to Terraria to continue our little modded run. There we go. Worried for a second it wasn't going to come up. Last time, right, slime was falling from the sky, and this one. And well, yeah, King Slime appeared and just absolutely instantly minced us, which is not great. I guess while this lasts, we'll just continue killing a few more slimes. I've got some ideas on stuff I want to do. I'd like to change the way this is laid out a bit, do some building underground, possibly get a proper storage and crafting area set up instead of just being in the guide's house. I do want to get rid of this grave here, but if you destroy them, the ghost spawns, and they're very tough. It might be for the better to just leave it be. Let's get some torches set up around here. Not too worried about the damage I'm taking. Slimes do not have a particularly high DPS. Let's not get too close to the Crimson. I gotta admit, I do kind of regret leaving that on random. I think I should have just selected Corruption instead of Crimson. I just prefer it. I felt like I shouldn't and should see, you know, what the mods have to offer and stuff, and give the Crimson a bit of a chance, but I just don't like it as much. Alright. Leaving that behind might also be a bad idea, because if you get too many graves stacked up all in one spot, you get a kind of graveyard biome, and I think ghosts just spawn there naturally. You get like this fog effect and stuff like that. I think I remember seeing it a few times after particularly bad boss fights in multiplayer when there's just tons of gravestones from everyone littered around. Seems like our ghost is not showing up this time, though. Okay, well, I won't complain. Saves me having to deal with one other annoyance. Let's get our shield back. Minions really are one of the best playstyles in Terraria. Okay, how many blocks tall? That's like, what, 3, 4, 5? So... oh, judge distances by eye. I could zoom in a little. Let's just place blocks down. So I can count properly. There. Okay, so we'll have to put one here. There's something in the way here, or am I just that bad at aim? Okay, there must be something in the way there. No? Is there no block and it's just hard to tell because grass is hiding it? What's going on here, Okay, I can place stuff there. Move that. Platform. Alright. Weird. Alright, 1, 2, 3... excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks tall. We make the ground again. And let's dig under here. Maybe put the crafting on one side and storage on the other. They need to be near each other since we need access to all of the blocks and stuff for craft. I am tempted to maybe go back and install magic storage after all. I didn't the first time round, and I think my reasoning was not wrong in that it kind of trivializes that aspect. But with the amount of mods we have and the amount of items... oh, there's the Eye of Cthulhu in the background. Yeah, with the amount of mods we have and the amount of items involved, it might end up just becoming unreasonable to try and keep everything in chests and try and figure out recipes and stuff. Because as I said, you know, Terraria is entirely playable without a wiki. You've just kind of got to experiment and stuff. As the number of blocks grows, it gets increasingly difficult to just stumble across how something is meant to be done, what items you're meant to combine in order to craft a thing. So maybe magic storage would be the right option. Put all your workbenches into a block, get all your materials in one place. Maybe. Could I make some walls, and if so, what kind? Probably just more wooden walls for the time being to stick with what we were already doing. Oh, summons a flying pink slime that follows you around. Oh, did I pick up a fragment of nature? I don't. A little pop up while we were killing slimes over there. Ah, excuse me. I have some plating. Right, I still got again. Chests. Get rid of all of that. There should be some stars in somewhere. Okay. Got some iron on me as well. One in here apparently. They're gone. Bit further over, there we go, so we can read. Yeah, this is why I want to move things around. I'm having to shuffle around in here to be in a range of all the different crafting things. So I'd rather just make a set place to put all that. Maybe have them all in a line, have the anvil on top of the furnace, crafting bench right next to it, and then chests over to the side next to that. Oh, make stuff out of the anvil. Oh, I think that was the list of craftable things getting smaller when I picked the anvil up, not getting bigger. Toggle's journey mode. It grows peanuts in the dirt and why would I need to... This is a farming mod. I always feel like in Minecraft, all the big mod packs include a bunch of farming mods, and besides a couple functional ones, I don't get the appeal of them. They add so many different types of food, and then just no interaction. One of the all the mods mod packs that I played had a mod, this is actually do though. Literally just a laser point. Why? I mean, I like it, but why? Yeah, well, one of the all the mods mod packs that I played had a mod that rewarded you for eating different types of food by, what's it called? By... Oh, by giving you boosts to your total health, depending on how many different sorts of things you had eaten. So, as you made your way around and interacted with all the farming mods, you actually had a reason and a reward. You had like a little book you could look through that would tell you what things you had and hadn't made and eaten yet, and what rewards you would get. And it also interfaced with the cooking and stuff mods by making it so that you specifically got rewards for making dishes and not just for eating raw ingredients. You had to actually cook for it to be well. Alright, get all of this off the walls. Moving the chest is going to be a bit more... Oh, is this the sawmill up here? I didn't spot it. I saw the loom, I did not see the sawmill. Also going to move my bed out of here. Okay. Does the bed have requirement? Yeah, it's not letting me click on that. That's kind of annoying because I don't want to make this a valid housing. Because I don't want an NPC to move into here. It's supposed to be my bedroom specifically. Which I suppose just means I need to make sure there's enough other housing available. Okay. Let's put down this and this on top of here. Get the furnace next to that. Then put some platforms above it. No, not that one here. Put the anvil right there. Maybe the loom as well? I mean, the loom and the sawmill are kind of a bit more specific in their application. I think they can just lay over to the side. I guess we throw this one away since we had another one accident. Bit more platform here. Alright, now moving chest. And for that I'm going to want to organize my inventory a bit. Okay. Which chest has the least stuff in it? They're all about equally full. Oh, right, loot all. We're gonna need another spare chest, aren't we? So even if I put stuff, maybe let's try quick sort to nearby chests. No, I've been careful enough that there aren't overlaps, unfortunately. Okay, just take some stuff out. I've only got to get one chest empty. Some mushrooms, whatever, and a mana crystal. just ditch those. Oh, right. And then one more slot to take the actual chest. Here temporarily? I suppose I probably shouldn't do temporary storage because it's just going to be exactly this annoying to move it again later if I don't sort them properly. I just don't know what exactly I want the house to look like yet, so it kind of all has to be... Oh wait, no, don't move it. It kind of all has to be a little temporary for the time being. At the very least, I can have one chest over here, which will be specifically for the metals and such. Since those, it makes sense to keep nearby to... What is this? Place some large and infinite may be useful. Which area without major issues, water walking boots none, flower boots 2, peanut bush 8. Why are peanuts so important that we need to include whether any have been generated? Random clay blocks we don't need. Hillstone, that's this over here, isn't it? That's not rare either. So maybe just put the banners up. I have vague memories of a previous space being just absolutely covered from top to bottom with banners for no good reason. Right, that's another one empty. Leave the ores for late and get everything else into the chest first, since these are all going to be in the last chest that remains and will have the least stuff in it in total. There's no other. On telemetry, these used to make stuff, so they basically count as ore. And I've got 2 partially empty chests, which is kind of bad. That makes it harder to get them fully empty. Probably silt I don't really need, mud I don't really need, a spare antlion mandible, that can go away. Loot ore. Still have these 2 spare slots in here. Possibly be a little less of a hoarder and hang on to the starting equipment. Not really bad. Oh, crap. Okay, well. Let's put another layer beneath here. Just in case. Quickly. See, something was already in the chest. Right, use the smooth coal. Yeah, for the time being. Might grab it back out later. On one of my oldest Terraria worlds, I had this massive tower. I think a pair of massive towers, because I'd built like houses like this and then built another stack of houses. And I had just like several floors worth of chests all stacked up there. The dirtiest got a cripple, now 20% more dirt. What on earth does that mean? A bottle, sure. Shell, yeah. This. Yeah, just absolutely tons and tons of chests all over the place. And you know, it wasn't honestly that bad to deal with. It wasn't organized by any means, but I had a rough idea. There were a couple of chests for sort of important things, where I needed to know that they were in a particular spot. But then everything else was just very haphazardly strewn about. Marble blocks. Hang on to those specifically. Oh, I do actually have some wood wall that we can use down here. That's good. I don't know whether it will count this place as a room since it won't have a door, or if it will count platforms as a door. Right. Also a chest. There is a spot. Gone. Press a button. Yes. Okay, just a little bit more housekeeping and then we can get back on with actually doing stuff. Spring hook is still... Of all the hooks I could possibly have come across, it had to be one that's just actually not really usable. Put this chest down over here. And put the bars and I'll have to sort that at some point. Maybe just use Terraria's own sorting system. I feel like I like having it where the bars are across one row and then the corresponding ore is underneath. Gives me a better idea at a glance of how much I have of each specific material. There we go. Now put this back over here. Back here. And I'll put down the last chest. It fits just by the side of the elevator. Let me take a drink real quick. Still wish I knew how to make, how to forge the thorium ore. I assume it just has to be a hell forge. I've not really seen an option to make any other kind of forge, short of upgrading this one. I mean, maybe can we make a platinum forge or anything like that? It does say material on the furnace, so it can be combined with something. The pink gel prod. Go into... No. Yeah, it says material, so can I make an improved furnace? It doesn't look like it. We'll figure it out at some point. Alright, let's make use of some of this wall. See if that does enough to turn this into a house, because I very much would like to be able to set my spawn point here. Will be very cool. Also got to replace some of the dirt here. We'll unfortunately get rid of that tower. But it's necessary. I can't have vines growing all over my head. Could I have made it up a block over here so that we don't have a double layer? It's not like a problem. It just look a little bit nicer if it wasn't like... I haven't done much in terms of aesthetics in Terraria before. A lot of my houses in the past have been very... function over form. As I said, you know, big massive skyscrapers just built to have as much room as possible to fit all of the NPCs and all of the endless chests. Though it might be nice to look into a bit more decorative building. It's the eternal issue that a lot of the time pretty directly conflicts with function. You actively make stuff harder to use by spreading it out and making things decorative and stuff like that, instead of just having them all lumped together in one spot. That was, as I said, sort of one of the reasons why I was initially thinking that I don't want to use magic storage, because it will just be a little bit more organic to have chests everywhere and have the proper sorting and storage system. But maybe something like that and that kind of way of thinking works better in a Minecraft mod pack, where you have all sorts of different machines and stuff. Where you have all sorts of different machines and stuff around the place. There's 1 point set. That draw on different mods and have different requirements and such. Because then it makes sense, right? You have your Britannia stuff in a bunch of chests over in your Britannia building, like your runes and such, because you don't use those for anything else in any other mods. And likewise for a lot of materials. Whereas in a Terraria mod pack, generally speaking, you still make all of your stuff through the furnace and the workbench, and there's no real strong draw to separate them out. I'm thinking it's a good idea to try and get to one or the other side of the world. Also find out where our dungeon is. We only stopped here because we got distracted by this shrine thing. And we stopped over here, I think, because the jungle killed me. So let's head off to the left. Keep a spawn point, I want to sleep for the night. I do want to go looking for some sky islands at some points. How many falling stars is this? I've already got max mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugh. I'm taking another sip of my drink. Hello? Has some mod added a meteor shower? Is that a thing? I see the occasional falling star in the background. I'm really missing... I got super used in one of my runs to having this shield with a dash ability, and I'm really missing that at the moment. I keep wanting to double press one direction and then just get launched forward, and it's not happening.
Didn't see that one coming.
I very much did see that coming. Yeah, this must be some kind of meteor shower events. There are not normally this many falling stars. Alright, continue napping. We're only half an hour in and I've basically finished my drink. Just gonna drink the rest of it and then I can take a quick break and get more later if I need to. I gotta stay hydrated in this weather. Very uncharacteristically super sunny for England. It was 30 degrees a couple days ago, and the weather report is predicting another 30 in a few more days. Which is not like end of the world temperature wise, but it's hot for England. I have heard apparently lots of people who come from other really hot countries say that they're fine in like 30 to 40 degree weather back home, and then they come to England and suddenly they're dying in the heat, and it's all because of the moisture in the air. Completely surrounded by ocean in every direction. That means it's very damp. That means when it's hot, you stay hot. None of the sweat can evaporate. I do want to know what it feels, if it would feel even worse in very hot weather if you're somewhere like the Amazon or something. I would imagine it has to, right? It's gonna be super damp in a rainforest. Maybe it isn't? Because it tends to, it doesn't actually rain often in a rain, does it? If I'm not misremembering, it's that they get super heavy rain every now and then the rest of the time it's just sunny and warm. Okay, let's kill this guy so we don't have to constantly watch it. Get another vertebra. The vertebra or vertebrae? Vertebra. Don't fall in the pit. Oh, come on, you could have left him alone. Little trigger happy the minions are sometimes. So that can be quite fun to watch too. Once you've got a full setup going, you just stand somewhere and watch attacks fly in every direction. There's this one staff that I think comes from the Crimson? Not the Crimson, the Corruptions. Unless you summon like a sentry kind of thing that shoots in every direction. Quite strong. I remember using that for a long time in one of my playthroughs. Because you could summon it through a wall. So if you have an entrance to a building somewhere that you need to clear, you just summon one of those on the other side and then you don't have to deal with it directly. Alright, what is it? Oh! That's neat. It gets bigger as it rolls along because the snowball picks up snow as it goes. It's a very cute enemy idea. Make this jump. Oh, just barely. Excellent. Pardon me. Not seeing that strange, super long-nosed creature again. Sometimes when I don't press the spacebar firmly enough, I guess, it triggers the hit twice, and then ends up using my double jump immediately after I've just stepped off something, which can be terrible when I'm relying on that double jump to catch me after a long fall. I wonder if there's a limit to how big those can get. Oh, there's another... What are they called again? Snooble. I want to know what mod that's from. It's really strange. It doesn't really feel like it fits the theme of anything I've got installed. In fact, let's find out. Hang on. Terraria. Where is this? Ah, the Snooble is from the Starlight River mod. Why? What? This has to be a reference to something. It looks completely out of place, like, even compared to the rest of the stuff in the mod. Never mind compared to base Terraria. There must be some sci-fi show or something like that that has a creature which this is referencing. The Terraria devs and Terraria modders do love to include references to stuff. What's the item? I think you can get flippers that allow you to swim, and there's also mermaid shell? Something like that? You can combine it with a moon shell that like turns you into a werewolf at night. The other one makes you a mermaid in the water or something, lets you swim. The werewolf thing gives you like a health or a damage boost, something like that. And the two of them combined together Ah, there's the dungeon. Alright. Good to know. I do believe I saw something the other day about plans to change up the vanilla dungeon in the next update. They're gonna rework this whole place. That'll be interesting. We're obviously nowhere near ready to face off against Skeletron. I need to put a platform here. What? No, not at an angle. Why can I even place things diagonally from another platform? Oh, the Romeo Fist's gonna be on. Right. Up here, yeah, also platform. How far are we from the sea? Oh, we've still got like an 1/8 of the map to go. Some games feel way too constrained. Ooh. Spatial distance resonate. Achievement quiet neighborhood. Alright. What have you got for me?
New tool in our arsenal. Something to look forward to.
This graveyard seems to have some connection to this essence. Hopefully all these graves weren't just from you dying, right?
Okay, let's keep going.
Essence of Farewells. Material obtained after visiting a graveyard. A gift from your Starfarer. Utilizing the creation of Gavesi Farewell. Alright. Looking forward to seeing that later on then. Now let's see if I'm about to get horribly murdered by ghosts. Lots of gravestones. I wonder if they say anything on... Yeah, graveyard biome, so I'm pretty sure you can create these by just dying in one location too many times. Oh, nothing on them. And they spawn creatures as if it were night time. Seems to be dormant. Is that more crimson over here? Ah, God. Yeah. You're stuck over there. No, you're not. And then I want to really quickly open the map and look if this thing is labeled Ancient Phylactery. Oh! I'm gonna be dealing with a lich. Okay. I guess it can stay dormant, thanks. Probably gonna be a boss later on. Tentacle Spike. 20 melee damage. Average knockback compared to stabbing spikes and... That. Less damage than the dangerous Bat. There's some spawn. Let's continue on with it. There is some excellent atmosphere over in the graveyard. A little excessive, like I wouldn't build there, even with it being fairly cool, because you would just get on your nerves after a while. But it's cool. Drop anything. I might also consider, since we're handling them pretty easily, I might also consider dropping down into the caves of the Crimson and breaking an orb. I do believe that they give guns the same way the orbs in the Corruption do, right? Pretty sure it works the same. This one is larger than the one right next to our base. Much larger. Oh, am I going to want to get some purification powder and deal with these before I enter hard mode and the spread starts? I've never had Crimson or Corruption actually be an issue in terms of spray. Like, I've never had them consume the world or anything like that. Same with a Hallow. But they do spread noticeably. It might not be a terrible idea to curtail that just a little
This
bit.
place certainly is interesting.
See where it was again? I went to jump and then immediately triggered the double jump. Okay, so Crimson here stretching all the way to the water. There's the angler, dude. I've got to be honest, I don't remember what the angler does, how he works. I never much interacted with him. E-glass ring, equipable material, 30 plus, plus 30 barrier. Barrier recharge starts slightly faster. The battering waves have not diminished its shine. Okay, provides significant damage reduction while active. When you this damage this way, the amount you would have taken is subtracted from your barrier. The barrier recovers after damage. Is that the same as this? No. Can I switch something? Early crits cause nice explosion. Critical tries have a 10% chance to reduce your debuff duration. Let's take this. Okay. 30 barrier. Real quick, I want to hop into a spatial. Yeah. Didn't cost so much and they all have a little. How do we. There we go. Access the thing. No, the powers come from defeating bosses. Not used yet. The wiki. No. Give me a second. Be right with you. We can't really hold our breath long enough to explore anything deeper into the ocean. I know there's some mods that add like extra depths to the ocean, like extra flooded caves and stuff like that underneath. I'm pretty sure we haven't got hello? I'm pretty sure we haven't got anything like that in store. What is that? Terraria. Ooh. Very aggressive. Ow? It dropped something, let's grab that. Fragment of tide, okay, oh, that's not like the fragments of nature, but that's not immediately useful. Okay, looks like we've gotten all we can from over here, and it is getting to night. So, recall potion. Cool. Are they glowing because of the shield? Seems so. Ah, all the way over here is close enough to count as nearby inventory. Oops, picked up. The painter has arrived. Nice. So that does mean I'm going to need to set up more housing. Yeah, there's a bucket as well. That. Right, we are full up now. Okay. Give me. Ooh. Give me no one outside. Give me a couple more of these. staircase up from here. Some platforms down first. And please, 1 second. Okay. This is wide enough to fit another on the other side. I don't think it is. Come on. No, how far would we have to go? Quite a bit out. Not gonna do that. Some people are so annoying. This road is not like horribly terribly busy, but it is busier than where I used to live, and you do notice it. Okay, suitable and suitable. Now the painter, I think the painter is just like decorative stuff, isn't he? Like painting supplies, actual supplies. Yeah, wallpaper, paintings. Ugh. Yep. Overall, not an NPC, but I think I've ever purchased anything from. A fragment of hide. And just go in here. Down one, now that we're out of better. We're almost out of wood, which is not great, so let's speed through the night real quick. Chop a few trees down along the way east to the other ocean. There shouldn't be anything else particularly interesting between us and that. And then... Then the Crimson, see if we can break an orb, see if we can get a gun. We'll probably want to grab some dynamite along the way for that. And then probably set up as a arena and see if we can tangle with the Eye of Cthulhu. I would like it if a meteor fell and I could get some meteor armor before trying to fight the Eye. But I don't know what the conditions for that are, if it's just a question of enough time passing, or if we need to do certain things, clear certain things before a meteor can fall. I can't remember. And at least for the time being, we aren't going to look it up. I'm sure at some point I will decide that, hey, actually I want to know how a specific thing works, and then we will go and look at the wiki. But not just yet. Now I'm pretty sure I do actually have some dynamite lying. Well, 2 sticks, that's not exactly treasure trove of explosives. Let's see if I can sell some explosives to the guy up here. And silver kittens. 20 silver per dynamite, okay. We do have a decent amount of money at this point. Let's get up to 10 dynamite total. That should be enough. Money can go in here. Cool. Now, east. East and chop some wood along. I think these trees aren't actually made out of wood blocks, per se, are they? I know it is actual, but okay. Might dismantle those at some point as well. They're not really in the way, per se. Yeah, I probably won't, actually. Once you've got a way through on the bottom, it doesn't really matter. They might be a little bit in the way later to fly past, but by the time you've got wings, you don't really care about that so much anymore. Wings let you go plenty high enough to ignore such. Was there anything down here? Did I ever check that? I'd need a key to get through here. Do not have. A lot of things around the place that require keys, like the altars we found at one in the ice biome, stuff like that. The only keys I know where to get are gold keys for the dungeon, which you can just get from killing the large slimes underground. Beyond that, I think certain biome-specific keys can... Do they drop from monsters in those biomes, or is there some other requirement? I'm not actually entirely sure what it was. I think some of them can be crafted as well, but that's much later in the game. I think once you're in hard mode, certain things can be crafted. I don't know if any of the mods have added more stages, like major stages to the game, or if it's still just kind of split into pre-Wall of Flesh, post-Wall of Flesh, and post-Moonlord. As far as it went before. I did see some stuff recently about one of the Calamity submods called Wrath of the Gods, I think, which has a bunch of crazy stuff later on. Personally, I think Terraria has enough crazy of its own. We don't need to supercharge that aspect of the game. I'm mostly just looking forward to getting back to some of the stuff that I'm used to from the game, like the final prism. Some good wings, a final prism, and you basically don't need anything else from life. I think that one down there was locked. Yeah, and this one's also. I feel like some generation here has not gone quite correctly, despite what that little item tells us. Can we run past these guys? How much do they actually hurt? Oh, you missed. We can absolutely run past him. And then comes the jungle. Now, did I die last time because I was careless? Or was there a bit I just couldn't quite get past? We'll have to see. The constant beeping from my mana refilling is just annoying. But it's way too useful at the moment, letting our shield be able to shoot. Once we've got some better minions that are a bit more mobile and a bit more proactive in dealing damage, I'll switch that accessory out for a different one. Bit of nature. Isn't it piranhas that can also... Oh wait, there's a chest on it. Isn't it piranhas that can also drop hooks? Like, I know the... certain skeletons underground can drop hooks that you can use to make grappling hooks. But I feel like piranhas also have the potential for it, right? Oh, I'm making that up. What's in? Breathing reed, I suppose, some bombs, store, rope, yeah. Tungsten, I mean, do we really need it? Healing potion, recall. Okay, let's not linger on one spot too long, we're gonna get surrounded and overwhelmed. And maybe we also just get past this guy. We don't seem to take any sort of knockback damage, which is inconvenient for us. Another gravestone. Okay, we're uncovering new stuff on the minimap. I don't know what killed me over there last time. This is a spot to be careful of. Piranhas deal a lot of damage if they can get to you. The easiest ways to get killed early on in the game. Of course, you move slowly in the water, which means that you're very vulnerable to these. That on top of the terrain in the jungle being so irregular and you already running from a bunch of monsters. Yeah, very easy to get caught by a piranha. You generally don't want the slime chasing you across water either, because they go faster. Yep, see? Bounce along the water. They, however, do take knockback, unlike the other thing. It's not too difficult. And the bounce. Terraria does do a pretty decent job of having a good enemy variety, both in terms of how they look and how they function. But yeah, some of them you find in multiple places. Like you'll find bats underground, in the jungle, etc. But you won't just find bats. You've also got the floating eyes and all sorts of different slimes. You've got piranhas that are unique here, and there's little vine creatures. I think it's a nice amount of variety without getting overwhelming. We can go straight through here. We've got some of those. More rope. Ocean. Don't have to loot absolutely everything we come across. Really looking forward to being able to either swim or fly. Alright, how much bigger is this jungle? Because this is large. Very large. Great at this, why thank you. You leaving it? Yep. No. How far along? That's jungle starts what, here? Something like a quarter of the map's surface is jungle? That sounds about right. The major biome with a lot of stuff taking place inside. Oh. Hello. What on earth? That. If I touch that, am I gonna get teleported away or something? Feels like that's what's gonna happen. Oh, it's repelling me. In. It just raises you up in the air. I get around the side of it? What is this? Oh, it repels items as well. Hmm. Well, not sure what to do with this. Can't get any closer. There doesn't seem to be anything in the middle for me to dig out. Oh, and then it just vanishes. Well, what? What is that supposed to be all about? Deep. Lucky living wood sap. Power damage increases by 1, increases back. Not terrible to have. Don't really need shine. I just grabbed one in case that thing teleported me somewhere. Codex Genesis. What, a painting? A Goblin Scout. Oh, we are not even slightly prepared to take on the Goblin army. Are you kidding? Not even slightly. They can arrive this early? I mean, I think a scout doesn't necessarily mean that they're about to pop up. It just means that there's a chance. The chance is still kind of dangerous. We're not ready for those guys. I'm not even sure what I would need to arrange to be ready for them. Where do they fit into the progression? I remember dealing with them way later in the game. A potion, full potion, barbed knife. Critical strikes apply a bleeding debuff that stacks up 5 times. And this one's not a material, so you can't combine it with it. Was that always the case, or was that a later edition? I feel like I remember. Oh god, there's another scout. Oh, wait. So screwed. Look how much damage it takes to deal with one scout. And what is going on down here? What is that? Nature construct. No. Yeah, was that a thing? I think the Goblin Tinkerer and the ability to combine accessories together came much later in the game, didn't it? It is kind of barren. Is there a chest down there? Okay. Something. Okay, new item in the Deviant's shop. Probably from killing the first goblin. That would make sense to me. Painter does not seem to have taken the opportunity to move up into. Gnome hat. Summons gnome. Minor goblins. Okay, you can summon goblin scouts. Makes sense. Rid of all this. These away. Okay, so is this a painting? Yeah. Nice, thanks. Jungle torches. Okay. Does the close by Crimson? Yeah, it has access to the underground. And let's go do that. It's getting dark, but dark won't matter when we're down there. Okay? I might need to find some flat open ground and start building an arena, and possibly be quick about it if a goblin army is about to invade. Over here? Okay, yeah, a bit further. Like, no, I thought I'd gone past it, but no, this crimson may be smaller than the other one, but it's not tiny. Also need to go down these trees at some point. The chests don't have like a huge variety of stuff in it. It's really just about checking if I get super lucky and find some rare thing down there. Put some lights down. Oh, well, would you look at that? Convenient. Wood, that's potion. Night top. Some money. I see nothing terribly of interest. Do real quick. Come on, a bit further to the left. Okay. You. Yeah, lots of things around the place. Underground. healing potions. Place them all around here. Okay, there's some altars and stuff. What's a safe way down here? Is there a safe way down here? I think I'm gonna have to retreat. This is like walled, isn't it? So I should be able to place platforms in there. Which guess we can use those to get down. Assuming we get a long enough respite from the spiders. Whoa. Do hit pretty hard when they get you. Yeah, I can. Around here. Stack it down like this. It'll be one of the best mods to get included in modern Minecraft mod pack. The one that lets you place blocks underneath the block you're looking at. One of those things where it's like, yeah, I get there's legit ways of going about it. And, you know, use water to get down the side and all that. But, it's such a hassle, and it's so much nicer to just be able to forego that entire hassle. Right, dynamite. Go. How big is the radius on a dynamite again? Like this? No. Horrible chill goes down your spine. I'm kind of weary of dropping one here, because if we break the third one, then things suddenly get complicated. But a second should be fine. Okay. Let me open this up without damaging it. There we go. Nudge that. Perfect. Get some torches. And it's a hammer I think I used to break these. Yeah. Beams echo around you. Don't need to deal with any of that. Goodbye. Okay, so the Undertaker. Not exactly rapid fire, but it's decent. Higher melee damage than the boomerang. Which, strong knockback versus weak knock. Layered fan letter for the Bard class. Brimstone blocks. Precise dark heart for the healer class. 40 basic damage. Every 40 ally life field releases a bolt of damaging rate energy. And the rotted fork. Oh, very nice. Okay. I'll be very interested in trying out the healer class if I've ever got a few people together to play Terraria with. I think that seems like a very novel way to approach the game. Drop that dynamite in there. So now it shouldn't be terribly long before we have the arms dealer go up. What am I doing down here? This is precisely why I don't like that you have to have a proper room in order for it to let you set your spawn point there. I don't want random NPCs in my room. Get out of here. Okay, what next? I think, honestly, next for now might be that I end the stream a little bit early. We're only an hour and 15 in. Yeah, but everything I'm thinking of is going to be a major investment time, and I don't want to run over even more than I don't want to go under. So yeah, I think today will just be a little short stream. We'll have one of those every now and then. I am managing to, what's it called, invest a little more time into streaming recently. We've actually managed to get 2 streams in a single week for one. Might even get 3 because I am looking at reconsidering my no streaming on weekends policy as things develop. For now, even though it was a little shorter than usual, thank you very much for joining me for this stream, and I shall see you again next time.